didn't think it was gonna happen, but here we all are. This is exactly how I imagined it, with the first 2 rows empty. Because no one likes a brown nose. Hello, I am Samir. This is my sidekick, water chair over there. Some people like a stool for their water, but not me. I like back support. Welcome to the show. This is Can Fish Drown? If you are in the wrong show, I don't know what to tell you, because there's nothing else playing here. You really fucked up. Let's go ahead and just let everyone know I am Indian. Let's get that elephant out of the room. It's a phrase my grandmother used to say a lot, referring to my grandfather, not all the elephants, you know. And I know some of you are like, what? No, he's not. He can't be. I don't see color. I only see people. That can't be true. It is. It's true. And I know, it's hard to do cross-cultural identification, right? Like, it's hard for a white person to tell the difference between a Chinese person and vice versa, right? I have a little bit of a problem because I'm Indian. I can't tell the difference between white people. But I also grew up in America, so I can't tell the difference between Indian people. Like, everyone is just a big mess to me. Like, I don't see people, I only see color. Which is a big problem for me because I'm colorblind. And I know what you're thinking. I know you're looking at me and you're like, is he good at yoga? I am. It's natural. Like, I have all the moves. I can do it all. It's like how Scandinavians are naturally good at skiing. Yes. Or like fucking polar bears. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what? You don't think they do that? I think they're perfect with their social progress and stuff. They're into some weird shit. No, but I am. I'm really good at yoga, and I can't wait till I'm old enough so I can start teaching yoga to people. Because white people will pay any Indian person to teach them yoga. I've already invented my own moves. Like, here's my move that I've invented. I call this the starfish. It's a great yoga position. It's an awful sex position, but great for yoga. That's all I got right now, but I'm working on it. It'll take me like 10 years. I don't really get this whole this white fascination with Indian people and how spiritual they are. Like, they're like, oh yeah, they're so mystical and spiritual. I'm gonna go there, become one with nature. And to be honest, I blame the Beatles. I think it's the Beatles' fault for this, okay? Because did you know, on the cover of the album of Sgt. Lonely Pepper Heart Club Band, whatever, that cover, there are 4 Indian gurus on that cover. 4. There's like 50 people on there, and 4 of them are Indian gurus. You may be thinking, oh, that makes sense. There's 4 Beatles, so 1 guru per person. But how spiritually bankrupt do you have to be that you need your own full-time guru at all times? They couldn't share? That would be like one teacher having 1 student, and that was it. Like, that is the dumbest student that ever lived. He had to have like a vocabulary worse than Trump, for God's sake. Now, you may be also thinking, well, 1-to-1, it's still fine. But no, it's not the case, because John had 2. Ringo didn't have 1. We make fun of Ringo, but Ringo was the smart one. It's like, I'm not spending my money on that. I'm gonna buy drugs. And he bought loads of drugs. Now, this idea of Indians being this spiritual, mystical sort of people is bullshit, because really they're all just scammers. They're really all just out to take your money, okay? You heard it from here, okay? Like, I was in India once with some white friends. That's what I call them, white friends. And we went to like a palace. We went to a palace, and we were led into this room, and they were in front of me, and I was a little bit behind them. And so all the white people, they walked into a room, and then I come up. And the people in the room were like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I'm with them. And they just looked at each other like, uh-oh. He's gonna find out. Sure enough, I go in to this room and everyone's sitting on the floor, and in front of them is this old, bearded, bald guy who's not wearing a shirt, playing a sitar, you know? He looked really holy, but actually he was just really poor. And so what they had us do is they had us rub our hands together really fast. And then from the heat, just put it on our faces to feel the warmth and relax. No, I'm no idiot, okay? So I was like, I'm peeking. Sure enough, there's a little kid coming by picking pockets. He comes up to me and I'm like, play on, player! But if you take my money, I will cut you. You know what else is weird is the people that go to India, they're like, you know what, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna learn these things, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna teach everyone in the West, I'm gonna teach them. Like I met this guy who was a self-described healer, and I was talking to him, and I was like, oh, where are you from? And he's like, LA. And I was like, I don't think there's enough spiritualness in the world to fix LA. You're gonna need a lot. And I was with my woman friend at the time. That's right, woman friend, not girlfriend, because I'm not a pedo. And he asked us, oh, what's your sign? Like, he was serious when he asked, what's your sign? And we were like, oh, yo, Pisces and Leo. And he was like, oh, fire and water sign, that's great, you guys go really good together. I'm sorry, what? Since when do fire and water go good together? If I learned anything from Pokemon, it's that fire and water hate each other. Like Charmander and Squirtle just would kill each other if they could. You know, then of course there's the idea of the arranged marriage. I remember when I was in school, all the kids would talk about how their parents met. Some were like, oh yeah, my parents met at work, or my parents were childhood friends, they went to university together. And they asked me, like, hey Samir, how did your parents meet? And I was like, me? They got married. Like, that was it. And they got off pretty good. Like my uncle, he got married over the phone. True story, he got married over the phone. Like his phone rang, he picked it up. Somebody asked him if he liked curry. He said, I do. And that was it. It's done. He was locked into that. That's racist. I can say whatever I want. I'm Indian. Shut up. That's racist. But you know, people are scared of arranged marriage. It's like, oh no, well you get in and that's it, you never know. But you know the old saying, once you go brown, you never climb down. Because we're a jungle people, like Mowgli, you know, we're just in the trees all the time. You know, I think the idea of cultural appropriation has gone a little bit too far. Sure, you know, like people like, you know, the food or yoga or whatever, but let's be serious. White people don't want that shit. Like, they don't. Like, there's no episode of Downton Abbey where they all of a sudden just start singing and dancing Bollywood style. Okay? Like, Maggie Smith doesn't just stop mid-sentence and go. Call that one picking the corn. Oh wait, wrong Indian, but that's fine. I get confused too. Is anyone here a Star Wars fan? Yep. Oh, we're Star Wars fans. It's a great unifying force. Only the virgins laughed at that one. It's okay if you didn't laugh. You know, the thing you know what I hate about Star Wars? I hate Chewbacca. Like, I hate Chewbacca. Hear me out, just hear me out, okay? Because I'm not racist or anything, but he needs to speak English, okay? Because he clearly understands it, but he won't respond in it, okay? He's the Wookiee version of the French. So I saw a guy in a wheelchair with a Fitbit. Does it count? All right, that was a feeler joke. I was testing it out, you know? I'll rein it back a little bit. Thanks. So I was called the N-word the other day. Like, literally the N-word, okay? Not, someone was like, fuck you, N-word, okay? And I didn't really know how to feel about that, because should I be offended? Or should I be like happy that he understands the political implications of the word and didn't actually say it? Or should I feel confused and sorry for him because like he can't be who he wants to be? We are not on board with this one, but that's okay. You guys are a good crowd. Do not tolerate racial slurs. I love it. That was a test and you all passed. You also would have passed if you had laughed, but that's fine. Did you know a person from Glasgow is called a Glaswegian? A person from Glasgow is called a Glaswegian. Like, how did that happen? How did the G and the W switch places like that? What was going on? Like, who wrote the dictionary? Well, a Scottish person. Anybody here Scottish? Oh, fucking. You know, I hate it when people have like newborns and they talk about who the baby looks like. Like, is it the mother, or is it the father, or is it the grandmother? Because the answer is always the Michelin Man. Did you know you could get a gift card to Subway? Which makes me have two questions. One, who buys a gift card to Subway? And two, who wants a gift card to Subway? It's like £5. That's not a gift, that's a ripoff. Nobody likes Subway, I love it. Did you know you have a 90% chance of surviving a lightning strike? 90%. If you get struck by lightning, nine times out of 10, you live. That's better odds than going to a Wetherspoons. Did you know what I don't get is the term widower? The term widower? Because it sounds like somebody who makes widows. So like a murderer. You know, sex is a lot like a cell phone. If you know where to put your hands, you can get a pizza. We didn't like that one. I got another one for you. Sex is a lot like comedy. It's all about timing. I did that one too fast. You know, a relationship is a lot like signing up for cable. Remember cable when you have like TV and you get the cable guy comes in and installs your cable? There, I explained it to the millennials. But it's very similar because you get attracted in the beginning by the low rates. You know, it's like half off, twice the number of channels. But then 3 months in, they jack up the price, reduce the service. And you may think, oh, well, it's time to get a new cable provider. But you can't, because at that point, equipment's already been installed. You've met the cable guy. You've met the cable guy's parents. It gets messy. You know, I'm not so sure I believe in climate change anymore. Hear me out. I know it's a shocker, but I have a very good reason for this. Like, I was all on board when Al Gore came out with his film. But then Leonardo DiCaprio came out with a documentary. And I just don't know if I should trust a guy who's not smart enough to realize that 2 people can fit on a giant floating bar. Someone just say that's funny? Thanks, appreciate it. You know, it's getting warm finally, which is nice, right? But now I'm starting to hear people complain about having allergies. Like, it's nice, sunny, fresh days. They're like, oh no, the fresh air is making me sneeze. Like, that is the biggest first world problem I've ever heard. Okay, you know what happens if you have allergies in China or India? You die, okay? They would kill for air in Beijing. Not even fresh air, just air. Do you know what they breathe there? Nobody does. Just whatever it takes to make an iPhone. So, I play charades a lot. But I always end up... Thanks. I love when people laugh at the setup. That makes my job so easy. Just gotta say a sentence and boom, laughter. I play charades a lot, but I always end up getting the same movie. But I'm a really good actor. I'm really versatile, so I always try to mix it up a little bit. Like the last time I played, I did this. So, you know, I got something, and I acted this out. Easy, right? Easy, right? Slumdog Millionaire. Did the action distract you from the Indian guy doing it? Because that's misdirection. There's a lot of people on the streets, like busking for money, like turning tricks for money. Legal tricks, the okay kind. And I like to do this thing where I like to pretend I'm like a judge on the X Factor and decide who is worthy of my money. So I firstly rule out anyone doing a musical act with an iPod. That's cheating, okay? If you bring out a guitar and an iPod and all of a sudden you sound like Jimi Hendrix, how do I know it's being true, okay? Secondly, there's the guys who are like floating, they're pretending they're levitating. Those guys are just sitting down, okay? That's how it works. They're just sitting down. You don't get money for sitting. Hey, could you imagine that's your job? Oh, what do you do for a living? I sit. Like, that's a great job. I would do that. But here I am doing stand-up, okay? And I get paid nothing. And then, of course, there's the guys that are like painted like metal. Like they're all metallic-y, and they just stand there. With them, I like to play a little game. I like to go up to them, grab their bucket, and then run. Now, if they chase me, they don't deserve the money. And if they come after me, and if they don't come after me, sorry, well, I just made 10 quid. But of course, the people who make the most money are kids. It's always the kids that get the most money. That's because we love child labor. That's why we all shop at Primark. Okay? It's always like the kid playing the violin who's just like racking it up. He's making so much money. And I just want to shout, don't give him any money. He doesn't need it. He can afford a violin. Not only that, he can afford a violin lesson. Okay, that's how he's good. So with them, I see a teachable moment there. I'm like, you know what? I can do some good. I go up to them, and I steal their violin. Now they know not to walk around the streets with expensive things, especially when you're 12 and you can't defend yourself. No, but I respect buskers, I do, I respect them. Mainly because I can't do what they do. I mean, literally, I can't tell jokes as people are walking by. It just doesn't work. Because it always ends up being like this. Two guys walk into a bar. And? Or, they'll come for the punchline, and I'll be like, that's not a goat, that's my wife. They'll be like, that's so sexist, oh my god, that's awful. And I have to be like, it's not sexist, it was social commentary. The only people who do hear my whole jokes are the other people busking. But they don't really like me for some reason, I don't know why. I never did anything to them. You know, labels are out, guys. I don't know if you got the memo. You can't label things anymore. Which is a big problem for me because I got a label maker for Christmas. But yeah, just you don't label gender or sexuality or relationships. The relationship one is tough though because you both have to agree. Because if someone says, oh, you know, what's going on here, and one person's like, oh, we're not putting a label on it, and the other person's like, married, you've got a problem. But I'm all for it. I'm all for the lack of labels. But I might have taken it a little bit too far. Like my office cabinet, just a pile of papers. You know, like I wear clothes, it doesn't matter what size they are. I threw away my dictionary because we're not defining things anymore. You know, I can say whatever word-eyed monkey, sex, Camelot. But it's great. Gender's fluid, right? But let's not stop there. Let's make race fluid too. Let's make race fluid. I'm all for it. Like I'm gonna be white. I'm trying it out. I'm gonna be white. So I started wearing jumpers over collared shirts. I only drink bottled water, even though the tap water is perfectly fine. Like that to anyone who's not white is crazy. It's like you have drinkable free water from here, but you spend money to get it from there. But you know, whatever. If white people do it, I'm all for it. I'm doing it. I'm white now. I went to the airport the other day. I'm not white. Got in line. The security lady was like, sir, could you please come over here for some random search? And I was like, whoa, no. I'm white now, so go ahead, unrandomize that extra screening. And she was just like, get your brown ass over there, okay? No, but labels are out. You know what else is out? Facts. Facts are out. Nobody cares about facts anymore. I, for one, am all for it. Okay, it's been too long, we've been limited by the truth. It's just so much better. Like, think about it. The Lord of the Rings is way better than any non-fiction book you could ever read. Okay? So let's do it. I'm embracing it, because you take fact and fiction and you combine them, what do you get? Faction. It's great. But you know what else I love about it? Is that you can do whatever you want. There's nothing stopping you from doing whatever you want. Like, remember when you were a kid in school and you had like this dream to do whatever you want? Like you sir. What did you want to do when you were a kid? Be an architect. Why didn't you do? Are you an architect? What are you? Why didn't you do it? You don't make any money. It doesn't matter. You can make your own money. It's fine. Okay? You think, look, Trump is in debt, but he has so much money somehow. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. It's great. Unless you're like a woman, then you can't. Or if you're a minority, then you also can't. Actually, when you think about it, things really haven't changed that much, have they? It's pretty much the same. It's all about the white man. The white man has everything. All right. White power, all right. I didn't know this was a KKK meeting. But you know what I think? I think white men are the biggest babies in the world. Okay? You want to know why? Just hear me out. Every other group of people has gone through some serious shit. Like some serious shit. Like Africans have gone through slavery, or like Asians have been colonized, and women have been oppressed forever. But white men, they've had it like okay, like it hasn't been great, but it's been pretty good for the past 10 years. What do? They lose their freaking minds. It's just like they've lost it. Trump, Brexit, man buns. Like, who knows what's going on? And it's not like anything, it didn't get that bad for them. Just like, for everyone else, it's gotten better faster. And they were like, oh, that's not how it works. We're supposed to be the ones that we're supposed to be the ones that grow the fastest, right? That's the way it is. Well, I mean, it's only the way it was for like 200 years or so. Before that, Europe was pretty shitty with some really bad food. And like the UK still has half of that. But you know what it's like? It's like the kid at school that's like bigger than everyone else, so he bullies everyone. He's just like pushing everyone around. It's like the white man bully pushing around like India and China and Brazil and stuff. And then all of a sudden everyone went home for summer. And they came back and everyone else was a bit bigger. Now all of a sudden the bully can't push around people anymore. And so what does the bully do? He's just like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Meanwhile, China's like, but I made that ball. She just can't take it away. Oh, but that's the way it is nowadays. You know something that I'm not crazy about? Is, sorry? White people? Yeah, well, I mean, I like them. I'm not crazy about them, but they're pretty good for the most part, sometimes. But let's talk about something that we all can be on board with, right? Like food. Like everybody loves food, right? Yeah, good. I have some complaints about food, though. Okay, it's mainly the way people talk about food, the way they sort of interact with food. Like when food pretends it's not actually food. Like that I don't like. Like what you go to one of those restaurants that like you think you're in a treehouse because like everything's made of wood, and like they don't have like proper lighting because they're afraid it's gonna catch on fire. And like all the guys that work there are like nerdy Tarzans. They have like buns and beards and glasses. I went to one of those and they served a salad on a shovel. Like they're like, oh, this isn't food. This is Mother Earth sustaining you. It's farm to table. But really, that just makes me think of dirt. You know, if it's on a shovel. Or like they said they had guacamole in a syringe. Like guacamole. Like they're like, oh no, it's not food. It's not food. It's a shot of life. It's a shot of life. But it just makes me want heroin, though. It's not working. I also don't like it when you like go to like a Chinese restaurant and you're eating like together, you're sharing food, right? And then it comes to the end, and then you're sort of deciding who's gonna finish it off. Like the terms we use to describe it, like someone will be like, oh yeah, you kill it, mate, kill it, just kill it. Kill it, it's already dead. I'm not going on a hunt here. Or they'll be like, oh, it's all you, it's all you. It's just a piece of shrimp, okay? That's synonymous with small. Just calm down. You know what else is big is dessert places. There's always a new dessert place popping up. It's always like, oh, there's a great donut place. Oh, there's a great ice cream place. Oh, there's a great, whatever, like magic unicorn berry place, okay? And people are like, oh, it's so good, it's so good. What's in it? What's in it? Sugar. It's sugar, okay? That's like saying, oh, this crack is so good, this crack is so good. What's in it? Crack. It's just the way it works. You know what I don't understand? I don't know what a calorie is, okay? Because, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but just hear me out. When I say I don't know what a calorie is, because I know it's like, oh, it's a unit of heat energy. I don't know what that means. Because, like, does a fire have a lot of calories? Because if so, it's a good thing I don't eat those. Well, the fire, sir? No, I'm on a low-calorie diet today. Or, like, I looked it up, and the definition was the amount of energy it takes to heat up 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. What the fuck does that have to do with a cookie? Like, I can't heat up water with a cookie. Am I supposed to break it apart and just be like, it's a good thing I got the dozen, I'm trying to make a pot of coffee. I don't get it. And I know this is Cambridge, and somebody back there is just like, you're using it wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, it's a potential source of energy used by the mitochondria. Well, whatever, guys, okay? It just doesn't make sense to me. So the show is called Can Fish Drown? And it was meant to be a rhetorical question. I was going for like a Bob Dylan, blowing in the wind kind of thing. But I forgot I'm not Bob Dylan. So everybody's kept asking me, oh, can a fish drown? Can a fish drown? And I was like, oh, I better find out if a fish can actually drown, otherwise I'm gonna be in trouble. So I went to an aquarium, and I found somebody working there, and I was like, oh, can you drown a fish? He looked at me and told me to leave. I guess I forgot. There's certain things that you can't say in certain places. Like, you can't go to the store and ask if bleach is flammable when you look like me. It doesn't work. People get upset. They get worried. So I had to look it up. I had to look up, can fish drown? The answer? It's unclear. It's unclear because some of you may be thinking, oh, a shark's a fish. If a shark stops swimming, it sinks, it drowns, and it dies. Okay? Some of you might be saying, oh, if there's no oxygen in the water, the fish drowns. But technically, those are suffocating, though, because they're not getting oxygen. Because drowning is when you die because you are submerged in water and you inhale the water. So the only way I guess you could have a fish drown is if you superglue the gills together. Is that possible? I don't know, I'm not allowed at the aquarium anymore. Social norms, man, it's all about following the social norms. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Did you know, or did you ever notice actually, that where you touch someone on their back is indicative of your relationship to that person? Okay? Think about it. If you put your arm around someone, that's a friend, that's a buddy. That's good. If you give someone a pat on the back, it's more of like a parental kind of thing. It's more like a teacher or like a coach, okay? If you go a little bit lower, that's when things get interesting, okay? Like there's, like a lot of times you'll have like, usually a man will lead a woman like through a door, touching like the small of her back, right? That could be gentlemanly. It could also be creepy. This, of course, depends on the attractiveness of the person doing it.